48 Hours Survival Challenge. Swiss Army knife only. The wind howls through the trees, sharp and bitter, like a whisper of something darker, something waiting. You wake up in a place you don't remember. The taste of metal in your mouth and the cold sinking into your bones. The silence is deafening. Not a bird, not an insect. Just the vast emptiness of the wilderness stretching before you. Your heart races, but there's no time for panic. You look around, searching for signs of life, but there's nothing. Nothing except the knife in your hand, your only tool. How did you end up here? Sadly, there's no time for questions now. Every second counts. You have 48 hours to survive with nothing but a Swiss Army knife. Will it be enough? Or is it already too late? Let's journey step by step through the first critical hours of survival, showing you how to use the Swiss Army knife to overcome the wild and make it through the night, if you can survive long enough to see it. The beginning, the first night. The world is eerily quiet. You glance down at your hand, the Swiss Army knife your only companion. You clutch it tighter, a small comfort in the vast emptiness of the wilderness. With a deep breath, you pull yourself to your feet, the snow crunching beneath your boots. The landscape stretches before you, endless and unforgiving. Your eyes scan the surroundings for shelter, but all you see are trees, snow, and shadows. You know the night will be the hardest part. The wilderness doesn't forgive, but you can't panic. You need to find shelter, and you need to do it now. Every step you take is weighed down by the cold, but you press on. Then in the distance, you spot something. A cluster of trees huddled together. Could it offer some shelter? You rush toward it, your pulse quickening. As you get closer, the branches of the trees seem to twist, their shadows growing longer and darker. It's as if the forest is holding its breath. But you can't stop now. You need to find refuge before the cold consumes you. You pull out the Swiss Army knife. You're going to need to cut some branches, create a shelter, anything to shield you from the unforgiving elements. But as you start working, something doesn't feel right. The forest is too still. And then you hear it. A sound, a rustle. Someone is out there. Is it the wind? Or is it something else? Waiting. But the night feels endless. Every noise, every creak of the trees outside makes you jump. You can't shake the feeling that you're not alone. But the storm rages on, and all you can do is wait. First light, first challenge. You've made it through the night, but now the real challenge begins. The cold is still biting, and your body is already screaming for hydration. You need water. The Swiss Army knife is in your hand again, and you search the ground looking for signs of a stream or any water source. After what feels like hours, you spot a glimmer, a small stream cutting through the snow. You rush to it, but the water is dirty. You can't drink it as it is. You gather leaves, bark, and any debris to strain the water. You drink cautiously, not knowing if it'll be enough to sustain you. No time to second guess. You've made it this far. You keep moving. The struggle. Struggling to survive. The hunger hits fast. Your body is weak, drained from the cold, the lack of food, and the relentless wilderness. You push forward, fighting against the biting wind. But every step feels heavier than the last. The trees around you are no longer just trees. They're obstacles, mocking your every attempt to find shelter, to find food. You need to eat. The knife is your only hope. You scour the ground looking for anything that could provide nourishment, a few berries, maybe an animal trap. But the woods seem empty, silent, as if they've swallowed all life. Your stomach growls louder. and the cold gnaws at you from every angle. You find a few edible plants, barely enough to keep your body from shutting down. With trembling hands, you carve through the branches, hoping for a small rodent or something to show itself. Nothing. The longer you wait, the more desperate you become. Then, a shadow, a rustle. You freeze. Your heart races. Was it a deer? A bear? The knife is ready, but you can't afford to make a mistake. You move cautiously, your senses heightened. But the shadow disappears as quickly as it came. You're alone again. The fight for survival, the chase begins. The cold cuts deeper now, almost numbing you. But it's not just the temperature that's getting to you. It's the feeling of being watched. You pause, scanning the dense forest, your breath shallow and quick. The eerie stillness is unsettling. There's a weight to the air, a pressure that wasn't there before. The rustling of the trees no longer feels natural. Every snap of a branch, every movement in the distance feels deliberate. You push forward, every muscle in your body aching. The trees seem to stretch endlessly, their shadows darkening the path ahead. You don't know if it's the isolation or the fatigue, but something about the landscape feels wrong. Then you hear it. A low growl, barely audible over the wind. You stop dead in your tracks. You turn slowly, eyes scanning the trees. The growl fades, replaced by the sound of something heavy moving in the underbrush. You can't wait for it to show itself. You've survived this long, but if you don't move now, you won't survive much longer. You make your choice. You run. Your only chance is to keep moving, to lose it in the maze of trees. The Swiss Army knife is in your grip, ready to defend. But your mind races. Will it be enough? The chase is on. The final hour. Escape or end. The sun is setting, and with it your chance to escape. The cold has become unbearable, creeping into every bone, every joint. You're exhausted, your body begging for rest, but there's no time. You need to act now. You've been running, surviving, hiding, but the chase has never stopped. The presence that's been following you in the shadows is still there, closer now, watching, waiting. You stumble upon a clearing. Smoke. A faint plume rises in the distance. Could it be a fire, a camp, or a trap? It doesn't matter. You don't have a choice. You move towards it. As you approach the source of the smoke, your mind races. What if it's just another mirage? The fear grips you tighter than the cold, but there's no turning back now. You reach the clearing. It's not a camp. It's an old abandoned cabin. The door creaks in the wind and the chill seeps through the cracks. No sign of life. You push the door open, your breath catching in your throat. Inside is nothing but dust, remnants of a past long forgotten. But there's something else. The air feels different here, heavy. You search quickly, your instincts driving you. A first aid kit, canned food, blankets. It's not much, but it's enough to get you through the night. As you sit by the fire you've managed to start, a creeping sense of dread builds. And then you hear it. The unmistakable sound of footsteps outside. You're not alone. Closing. After 48 hours, the challenge ends. You've made it through the wilderness, alone, cold, and on the edge of survival. The Swiss Army knife, small and unassuming, played a crucial role in your fight to survive. But was it only the knife that kept you alive? Survival isn't just about tools, it's about the mindset. The Swiss Army knife was your instrument, yes, but it was your decision-making, your resilience, and your ability to adapt that truly kept you moving forward. Now, what would you do if you found yourself in the same challenge? Would you make it out? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear how you think you'd survive. If this story made you picture yourself in the same fight for survival, don't just scroll past. Subscribe now so you're armed with the knowledge that could one day save your life. And share it with someone you care about, because the right story at the right time can be the difference between panic and survival.